welcome back to another edition of the Preds video recap as the Nashville Predators rediscover their winning ways, defeating the New Jersey Devils in overtime by a score of 4-3. That was quite an unusual game being played at the Rock between the Predators and the Devils, as that was the first time in 8 games played at Prudential Center history that the Nashville Predators and the New Jersey Devils went to overtime. While I wouldn't say that every game at Prudential Center between the Nashville Predators and the New Jersey Devils is a total stinker, you normally don't see this riveting of a game between these two teams at that arena majority of the time. Leading into this game, preseason's shining star and top 5 American Hockey League point getter Rocco Grimaldi got his call-up from the Milwaukee Admirals as Dan Hamhuis was placed on injured reserve. As you saw early in the third period in the Edmonton game, Dan Hamhuis crashed hard into the boards from incidental contact from Alex Chason that saw Dan Hamhuis leave the game momentarily before coming back. Dan Hamhuis would come back to play on Tuesday night against the San Jose Sharks, but after 3 shifts in the second period, Dan Hamhuis would leave the bench for the rest of the game. That would open up a plethora of opportunities for Rocco Grimaldi, not only to get called up, but to also play on the second line with Kyle Turris and Craig Smith. That would start a trickle-down effect as you saw Colton Sisson centering a line with Kevin Fiala and Calle Jarnkrok, and then on the fourth line, Nick Bonino centering that line with Ryan Hartman to his right wing, and then Zach Ronaldo to his left wing. Rocco Grimaldi would make his presence be known on his first shift as a Nashville Predator as he forced a turnover in the offensive zone, feeding Craig Smith as he skated in all alone, but making a superb save was Keith Kincaid to keep the score at zilch. Rocco Grimaldi looked like a water bug all over the ice tonight with his relentless pressure on New Jersey Devils puck carriers, setting the tone for himself by creating a turnover in the offensive zone and moving that puck up towards Craig Smith for a good scoring chance, and then finding himself tied for 4th amongst all Nashville Predators in shot attempts and in scoring chances. Just like last Friday night's game against the Calgary Flames, it was a back and forth tussle that saw goals being traded left and right, but this was the first time since the home opener that the Nashville Predators skated into the third period with a deficit. How the Nashville Predators would handle this adversity was by accomplishing arguably what has become their biggest task yet so far this season, which is capitalizing on the power play. Isn't it amazing that we still have teams in the National Hockey League that are willing to give Filip Forsberg the time and space to be able to let go one of the most lethal shots in the National Hockey League? But nonetheless, Filip Forsberg makes the Devils pay by tying the game up 3-3 and then eventually sending the game to overtime thanks to a lot of timely saves by Juuse Saros. Kyle Turris was looking for something to go his way after the last game against the San Jose Sharks. His Corsi for percentage was at a baffling 14.29%. That something turned into the GWG for Kyle Turris in the 3-on-3 overtime period as his rush attempt started all the way back in the Predators' end as he galloped to high speed through the neutral zone, and as he broke past the Devils' blue line, he pretty much used Andy Green as a screen and fooled Keith Kincaid with his wrister and sending the Predators home with the 2 points. My third star of the game goes to Juuse Saros. I understand Saros gave up 3 goals early in the game, but we are talking about an entirely different game if it wasn't for those timely saves by Juuse Saros in the third period to keep that score from going up to 4 for the New Jersey Devils. My second star of the game goes to Nico Hischier. The first overall pick from last year's draft proved his draft billing with 2 goals off some nifty stick work. And man, the sky's the limit for Nico Hischier this season as he's centering that first line with Taylor Hall to his left wing, who just won the Hart Trophy last season, and to his right wing, Kyle Palmieri, who is a former 30-goal scorer. And my first star of the game goes to Kyle Turris. His overtime winning goal has the Nashville Predators back on the winning path, and also another stat to throw out there, it helps the Nashville Predators reach their best start ever in franchise history on the road, as the Nashville Predators are now 5-0 in all their 5 road games this season. And now it's preview time once again for the Predators versus the Oilers. One factor to watch very closely in this game is going to be the Preds' fatigue level, As you can imagine, after a 2-game Western Canadian road swing through Calgary and Edmonton, coming back home to play the Sharks on Tuesday night, then flying up to the Garden State to play the Devils, and now coming back home to play the Oilers on Saturday afternoon, man, you could see a very gassed Nashville Predators team against a high-flying Oilers offense. And that should do it for this latest edition of the Preds video recap. If you need more Preds coverage, go to Penalty Box Radio. You'll find all the Preds articles you'll ever need. You'll find all the Preds podcasts you'll ever need. And of course, all those Preds video recaps will be on penaltyboxradio.com. My name is Jordan Cimini, and we will see you after Preds versus Oilers.